What's up? DB Studios here, and this past weekend, LEGO revealed the new Sanctum Sanctorum set at LEGOCon, and man, do I have some thoughts on it. The set will be retailing for around $250 USD and around $322 Canadian. It is coming out August 1st, and unfortunately is not available for pre-order right now. If you take a look inside, you'll realize that the Sanctum has 3 unique levels that all stack on top of each other. And as you can actually take each off, just like the Daily Bugle, and look inside. This top level just has different magical items scrambled about and gives you the sense that the Sanctum isn't exactly clean. And here we have a better look at the second floor, where we can actually see that portal system that Wong is coming through, and we'll look into that later. Now the third and bottom layer of the Sanctum Sanctorum is home of the stairs, and it just shows Strange and Spider-Man having a little standoff. Not exactly too much to see, you just see a little room behind the stairs as well, but that's about it. And like I said before, the Sanctum can stack its 3 levels, just like the Bugle, and it will be modular, so it will be able to connect to the Bugle as well. Now we're getting a better look at the play features. As you can see on the top level, you see the vents on the outside of the Sanctum. Apparently you can move those and switch them from side to side, and it gives a view of the portals changing to different dimensions and such, that we actually see in the movies as well. Gargantuos in a random portal will also be able to switch places on the Sanctum, and it kind of reminds me of that weird broken wall on the Bugle. And it's just kind of there, and that's kind of how I feel about this function too. The Sanctum will be 32 centimeters high and 26 centimeters long. It'll sit on a 32 by 32 base plate, just like the Bugle, but it won't take up the entire base plate because it needs to leave room for like the sidewalks and stuff. Now let's get into the figures. The most disappointing part of this $250 set. These figures are so disappointing, it's unbelievable. First off, we'll start with the Doctor Strange that appeared in the Gargantuos set, which, fine. That's cool. I mean, it's a great minifig, and the Bugle used the same Spider-Man as well, so I don't really have a problem with that. So we'll just leave that off to the side for a second, and let's look at the other figures. The first disappointing minifig is Ebony Maw, and I mean, come on, look at this guy. He may be more movie accurate to the previous Ebony Maw minifig, which I'll throw up right now. And to me, it's no contest. This minifig is just eons better than the Sanctum one. This one has leg printing and everything, and it just looks better overall. And the Sanctum one just looks boring. It just doesn't look good. I'm sorry. And next up, we have the other Man of Steel. Or Iron. Whatever. But this is the Mark 45 version of Iron Man from Infinity War. And this figure doesn't look half bad, honestly. I mean, it has leg printing. It does not have arm printing, unfortunately, but it does have that weird new Iron Man helmet. Maybe it looks better in person, but just right now, it just looks too clunky. I mean, come on. Dare I say it? This Spider-Man fig is the best part of the set by far. Leg printing, arm printing, and it's accurate to the movie scene as well, even though he was never actually at the Sanctum, but it's accurate to the beginning of Infinity War. Next up, we got the Sorcerer Supreme himself, the Infinity War version of Wong. And it's just another disappointing fig. It doesn't have arm printing, it doesn't have leg printing, and it's just another disappointing figure. Oh, I've got an opinion on this minifigure. LEGO, what are you thinking? How are you going to have your $5 CMF Scarlet Witch one-up your $250 set Scarlet Witch? And obviously this isn't accurate to Doctor Strange 2, but this is what the Sanctum Scarlet Witch should be. It should have arm printing. It should have leg printing. It should look better than this boring black pants, scarlet-armed Scarlet Witch that we got. And it's frankly a shame. And this is Sinister Strange, which is an okay fig. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not great either, but it is a little weird that he's got slick back hair compared to our regular Strange, and I think the Zombie Strange coming up has the same problem. But, hey, it's got leg printing. It doesn't have arm printing, unfortunately, but this figure isn't very bad at all. And I think if you turn the head around, it's got a second face expression to show the third eye. I'm pretty sure at least. Don't quote me on that, but that should be cool. And oddly enough, this is my second favorite minifig of the entire set. Even though it doesn't have any arm printing, even though it doesn't have any leg printing, it's still my second favorite minifig, and it's right up there with that Spider-Man minifig. Maybe it's the sand green. Maybe it's how accurate to the movie it looks. Maybe it's that new hairpiece. I don't know. It's just right up there with Spider-Man for me, and I can't exactly explain why, but bravo, LEGO, you did good with this one. And last but not least, we have Zombie Strange, and it's really just another okay minifig. It's not. The Sinister Strange is a lot better than this one because the Zombie Strange is not accurate at all to the movie. It's just off. I think the torso and the uniform is pretty accurate or so, but the face and the slick back hair just doesn't look right. It's hard to put your finger on, but his figure is just okay. And as we look at all these minifigs together, you realize that 4 of these minifigs out of the 9 don't have any leg or arm printing. And when you have a set like the Bugle that has 26 figures, you can get away with that kind of stuff. But in a $250 set, I mean, it's just kind of disappointing, you know. Obviously, the Spider-Man and the Mordo minifigs are probably the best of this set, in my opinion. But just out there, I mean, this set of minifigs are just kind of meh. They're pretty average. But even though the minifigs were a little disappointing, this set as a whole is pretty spectacular. It looks really good. Those 3 levels stack together nicely, and this would look great next to the Daily Bugle. And like I said before, that portal on the bottom of this photo and the Gargantuous portal on the other side of this set can actually switch places. I'm pretty sure there are other spots on the set where they can flip and flop. I think that Captain America poster at the top is one of them as well. Now, this final backside, you can see Gargantuous shooting out of that portal. You can also see those 2 1x2 bricks with the holes in them that show they can also connect to other buildings. So you can place them in your LEGO town. You can connect them to the Bugle, which is what I'll probably end up doing. Pretty much do whatever you want since it is a modular building. And as we wrap this video up, you may be wondering whether or not this set is a day 1 buy for myself. And the honest answer is no. No, coming August 1st, I have 2 other sets in mind, but right now, this set is definitely a later down the road purchase for myself, even though I am hoping to have it in my collection one day, because even though I've been bashing on the minifigs all episode, the build is truly incredible, and there are still some minifigs that stand out. But that's all I got for you today. So drop down in the comment section below what you think of this set and whether or not this is a day 1 buy for yourself. But right now, I'm signing off. See you later.